Okay, got another essay to have a look at here, and as always, we'll be using the criteria to critique it. And I've got a sample answer too. Now, it's not exactly the same question, but it's very, very close, and I think it should give you some ideas. So, first thing, so I'll just check the word count before we get underway here. 286, okay, that's good. So, some people think that a high salary is important when choosing a company to work for, while others think that a good working atmosphere is more important. So there's some missing articles in the title. That's not so good. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Well, it is sometimes thought that obtaining a handsome income, okay, is the most important factor to select, or what you mean when selecting a job. Others, why is that in capital? Consider that having a friendly environment work situation. Friendly environment? What do you mean? A friendly work situation or a friendly work environment? We don't really need that. That's a little bit long. Is a major factor to choose their jobs. Well, you've got jobs. What's a job? Jobs. Most factor, you don't really need to say jobs a second time. You can simply say is the major factor in that choice or something. I believe it is the income playing the main role to choose that job. Well, you just said that's again job, as money can bring about for families. Can bring about what? So something to do with money is important. I believe it is the income. It is the income which plays the main role in choosing a job, as money can bring about something for a family. Nowadays, the modern lifestyle entails what I mean causes. Entails that doesn't work. To pay some extra expenditures like insurance. Where's that come out? So, the modern lifestyle, what entails, requires you to pay some extra expenditures like insurance. Why the modern lifestyle? I'm not sure what that means. So, for that reason, well, isn't that so? You don't need to say so for that reason. So, means the same. The main item for a job to be selected, you mean the main reason to choose a job, specifically for men who are responsible to support families or responsible for supporting a family or their families, is the amount of monthly wage. And I agree. That's quite a lengthy way of saying money is important. Earning, see, that's not spelled right. Earning, no, it should be EAR. Earning an adequate amount of money not only enables employees to overcome financial problems, but it also causes them to have valuable savings. Because a valuable saving in what? You mean savings, to have valuable savings. Aiding the conservation of their future lives. That's not very natural. Aiding the conservation, what? So, to look after them in future or something? Okay, I get the general idea, but it's not phrased well. And what does this example have to do with anything? For example, some electricians are willing to work in an offshore site in order to get more salary. However, the condition of work would be rather tough. Well, being a bomb disposal expert, you get paid quite a lot, but obviously the conditions are rather tough. What does that have to do with high salary when choosing a company to work for? And you haven't said anything here about particular choice. So the main item or the main reason to choose a job is the amount of salary. Why? Because if you have a family, you need more money than if you are single. So why didn't you just say that? And this example is an example of nothing. Some electricians are willing to work in an offshore site. What does that mean? To get more salary. So what's that got to do with the choice of company? That doesn't really prove anything. On the contrary, well, there's not a contrary vote, is it? It's a slightly different opinion. It's not directly in contrary to what you're talking about. There are some reasons that some people know the condition of work area as a major factor. Know the condition of work area. I have no idea what that means. Unless you're talking about working conditions, which is not the same as the condition of work area as the major factor while being employed. But it's not about while, right? It's talking about choosing. What's the key word? Choosing a company. You haven't got the job yet. You're choosing who to work for. Is something, when you're choosing a company, this company or that, it's the salary. Others think while you're choosing, the working atmosphere in wherever, if it's an office or wherever, is more important. So you don't have a job yet. It's when you're looking, when you're choosing, which two factors? Wages, conditions. That's what this essay is talking about. Okay. Firstly, they know their jobs as an enjoyable activity. Well, if you consider any job to be enjoyable, which should be well, firstly, that should be compliant with their attitudes, but I'm not sure what that means. Compliant with your attitude. That's not a very natural phrasing. I'm not sure what that is. Secondly, they avoid any undesirable atmosphere of work area as it threatens their health. What's it got to do with your health? It's talking about good working atmosphere. It's not talking about working in a dangerous job. It's not talking about being an English teacher in Baghdad or a bomb disposal expert or something that's, This essay, what it's talking about, when you're looking for a job, two factors. Wages, conditions. Which is more important? That's it. That's what this essay is asking. So I'm not sure what that's got to do with health, and what does that mean? How does that affect your health? Exactly. Even though they have to struggle to earn a living. And again, I'm not sure what that's got to do with... So, view 1 here should be about why the salary is the important factor, right? Why, in this paragraph, why is salary important? All you have to do is say, so you have extra expenditures like insurance. What's that got to do with anything? Insurance for what? For whom? All you have to do was to say, if you have a family, money is important. Maybe if you're single, the atmosphere is more important. That's what you could have said, but that's not what this essay says. In other words, lower wages in a more acceptable working area, rather than having a job in a serious condition. What's a serious condition? That's not spelled out with a higher salary. Oops, that should be words, in other words. So I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to mean. In conclusion, while people may vary in their opinions, well, yes, but who cares what other people think? It's asking what you think. And what are their opinions? I think that it is essential. Essential is an adjective. What? Essential what? It is essential to earn enough income in, not of, our jobs as being affordable to support our lives is a must. As being able to afford to support our lives is a must. So people should compare life costs with their salaries when they apply for a job. Okay, let's have a look at the criteria now. Task response. All parts of a prompt, fully explored, no. Fully developed position, the ideas, well, no, it won't go on mine. Clear, well-developed position, well, it's not. There's some parts of that I have no idea what you're talking about. Clear position, well, it's not clear. If I've got to question it and it's not clear. Is it overly general? Well, it certainly is. You never mention any particular jobs. What particular job are you talking about? Are you talking about an office job, accountancy? Are you talking about being in the army, in the police? No idea. Right, now, some parts are more fully covered. Position, conclusions drawn, unclear, unjustified, insufficiently developed, not as clear as it could be, less relevant evidence, like the example of the electrician. I think that's quite fair. Yeah, I think, I think 6 for task response is quite fair. That supporting argument, evidence of the electrician, what does that have to do with the topic? So I think 6 for task response would be quite fair. Now, cohesion and coherence, is it easy to follow? Well, no, because I'm having to ask. If it's easy to follow, it should be pretty straightforward. Clear central topic, is it clear? Well, not really. Is there progression? Well, kind of. Paragraphing may not be logical. Well, yeah. Central topic may not always be clear. I think that's fair. I don't think we can go down to a 5, but I think 6. So, paragraphing not as logical, especially within the paragraph. Is there a clear progression within the paragraph? I don't think so. Let's go back to it. Let's just have a look. So, we've got this example which doesn't add anything to the argument. Extra expenditures like insurance, I'm not sure where that comes from. So, the men responsible for families, what? So, insurance, if you've got a family, is more important because of why? I'm not really sure what that means. An adequate, that should be amount of money, financial problems. What problems? Have savings aiding the conservation of their future lives? Okay. This paragraph here, there are some reasons that some people know the condition of enjoyable activity, undesirable atmosphere that threatens their health, wages. So you've got several ideas here. So you've got they should enjoy their job, but you don't say what job, how they might enjoy it, why is that important. Then you've got something about threatening their health. Again, what jobs? What are you talking about? Are you talking about working as a miner? You're breathing in some coal kind of dust, or you're painting bridges? You might fall off. I don't know. What are you talking about? It's very, very vague. It's the central kind of topic. I'm not really sure what is going on here, and it's also related to task response. Now, vocab. Do we have a wide resource? Repetition, it's generally clear. Right, so the sum in appropriacy, the sum in accuracy. As I said, several sentences, I have no idea what you are talking about. Well, I get the very, very general sense, but it's not clear. Generally clear, kind of. Occasional errors, well, no, there's quite a few errors in spelling and word formation. There's quite a few errors in the structure, syntax. Is it as bad as 5? No, don't think it's that bad. But still, there's some vocab used, but it's not accurate. If we take another look, so we've got jobs. Job, okay, we've got monthly wage, okay. A salary, so we've got some, jobs. Some paraphrasing, wages, job, work, being employed, jobs again, okay. Inappropriacy, friendly work environment, work situation, that doesn't work. What else did I see? I didn't like. Aiding the conservation of their future lives, that's not very natural either. Know the condition of work area, compliant with their attitudes. So there's, there is a fair bit of inappropriacy in that. It's not occasional. I'd have to give it 6. I'd have to give it 6. Grammar. Well, how many sentences do we have without any grammatical mistakes? So, okay, let's see, that's spelling, vocab, not grammar specifically, missing articles, wrong verb form, pronoun, missing articles, article, wages. So preposition, articles. So in terms of grammar, structures, error-free, grammar, punctuation, every sentence. I'd have to give that 6 as well. 6, 6, 6, 6. I'm afraid I couldn't really give it any more than that. So let's have a look at a sample now. Let's see this sample. Let's take a look at it. Okay, I was searching through our files to see if we had a sample for that essay. I didn't have time to write one for today. I've got lots of things to do, but I did find this, which is basically the same. It's not worded exactly the same, but it's basically the same. Is it better to have a job that you love the conditions, or one that makes a lot of cash? So it's basically the same. It's the same thing. What is more important, the salary or the conditions? So even though it's not worded in precisely the same way, it's essentially the same question. So for some people, the sole criteria for choosing a job is that of the salary offered. Well, others think that it's best to love the job you do. I would argue, although money is important, other factors such as job satisfaction are the best determiners when taking a job. So we've got both views and my opinion. It is obviously important to receive a reasonable wage or salary for the work that you do. People have to pay their bills, eat, shop, and do all the other things in life. It would be impossible without money. However, once these basic needs are met, the question is, how much money does a person really need, and what are they prepared to do to get it? For example, many city bankers make a great deal of money, but they have to work very long hours every day, and the resultant pressure has driven some to suicide or depression and other mental illnesses. So you see here, I mentioned a specific job. I don't say some job, some hell, a specific job. City bankers, right, make a fortune, but they have a lot of pressure in that financial arena, and it can cause some to have some mental illnesses, afflictions. Okay, so the next view. For many people, however, job satisfaction is the driving force behind what they do. Many people work in sectors such as medicine or charity or organisations where the salary is not so high. However, for those doctors, nurses and charity workers, the reason they do what they do is to help others. They want to make a difference in the world, not merely take. Another reason is that if you enjoy your job, you are likely to not think of it as work. For example, to mention a quote attributed to Confucius, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. So you can see, again, this is more specific, right? Many people work in medicine or charity. The salary is not good, but doctors, nurses and charity workers, they want to help, they want to make a difference. So a specific focused example, okay? In conclusion, although the amount of money a job pays is certainly important, in my view, job satisfaction is or should be the prime motivator when considering employment choices. So my view here is clear. Conditions, job satisfaction, that should be the prime factor when considering your choices. So you can see a difference. Grammar and vocab aside, which are obviously good here. Task, response, cohesion, coherence. These are the factors that make this a better essay than the previous one. Specific examples, it's focused, sentence, logical progression, clear central topic. Okay, so this is what I suggest you work on for your next essay. Okay, hope that helps.